Hey everyone, in this video you are going to learn how to extract DNA from a banana. Now you may be thinking about what a banana has to do with DNA. Well, as many of you may know, DNA is a large chemical that carries the genetic information in all living organisms. And even though we may not look alike, this even includes a banana because bananas are made from a plant that has DNA genes in their cells. Our DNA gives the instructions to make a human, and the banana DNA gives instructions to make a banana plant. And within every living organism, most cells contain a complete set of DNA instructions, and the information in DNA tells our bodies how to develop, grow, and work, and it also controls many of the features that makes us unique. These instructions are in segments of DNA called genes. Genes, along with other parts of our DNA that turns genes on and off, hold information for how our body develops and functions. And because all of these instructions of DNA fit within tiny packages within our tiny little cells, don't you think it would be very small for anyone to look at or touch, right? Well, not entirely, because DNA is in every cell and there's loads of it in an organism. And if you took all the DNA out of, let's say, smaller organism like a banana, you can see and even touch the DNA that is associated with that organism. Isn't that amazing? Because in this video, you will see how common household products like soap break apart the cells in a banana and extract out the DNA. Now, I won't hold you any longer and I hope you have fun.
Hi, I'm Amber.
I'm Misty.
I'm Jay.
And we're part of the Union College Chemistry Club. And today we're going to be extracting the DNA out of a banana. So first we are going to put half a cup of distilled water into this cup. So Misty, if you want to do that. And then we're going to add a banana to it. And then we are going to mix it. We want to mix that. And then in another cup, we are going to put 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Two tablespoons of distilled water. And a couple pumps of soap. And then we're going to mix that. And then we have to make sure that we stir this gently. Now that the banana is completely pulverized and the soap mixture is completely mixed so that the soap and the salt are dissolved, you should have a foamy mixture. Foamy mixture. We are going to take 2 tablespoons of the banana mixture. Oh, you can use the spoon you're actually using. That's okay. And we're going to put it in the soap mixture that Misty has. And we're going to stir that for 10 minutes. So after about 10 minutes of stirring, we are going to filter. So we're going to take another cup and put a coffee filter in it. And you want to make sure that the coffee filter doesn't touch the bottom of the cup. Here, do you want to do that? Okay. And now we are going to pour the mixture that Misty has into the coffee filter. And then let that sit for 10 minutes. After about 10 minutes, most of it should have filtered through the coffee filter, but just to be sure, we're going to give it a little bit of a stir. And then let it sit for a minute. And while that's happening, we have a little bit of isopropyl alcohol that's been sitting in the fridge. That's here. And we are going to pour what filtered through the filter into here. All right, ready? All right, so let's take the filter off. All right, set the filter aside. This is going. Okay. Okay, and then we're just gonna let it sit undisturbed. We're not gonna touch it. We're not gonna try and mix it or anything for 4 minutes. So as you can see, after 4 minutes, there's a white precipitate at the bottom, and that is our DNA. So I'm going to see if I can scoop some of it up with this glass stirring rod. Okay. So it's really hard to see from here, but some of it is sticking to the glass stirring rod. Yeah, that's extracting a DNA from a banana. Thanks.
Hi everyone! So today we got to take DNA out of a banana and actually get to see the DNA that is inside a banana. I think it's really important to note that that DNA is obviously a little different from a banana compared to the DNA that might be in our bodies, but there's tons of that inside of us as well. So let's just retouch on some of the points that we talked about. So first of all, DNA is on all living things, which is super cool to think about that. Not only do we have DNA, but your pet dog also has DNA as well. So it's really cool to think about how diverse DNA can be. The other thing we learned about, that was briefly talked about, was genes, and how DNA is full of these things called genes that can affect a total variety of things. So you can't really see them, but I have blue and green eyes, and so that is controlled by a number of genes. And so those genes in my DNA is what causes me to look the way I am. And it's also what allows you to have what allows you to develop the way that you are. So I'm really short, and my DNA is what basically told me during development that I was going to be short. And so that's one of the things that DNA can let you do. And so what's great is we got to actually visualize it, because in a lot of science we talk about it and it's hard to sometimes understand when things are really teeny tiny. But so today we were actually able to see the DNA and prove that yes, there is this thing inside every single part of your body and every single cell that tells you how you will be and what you will look like, and if you can roll your tongue. Things like that are actually all controlled by DNA, which is what makes it so interesting. But thank you so much for watching this demonstration, and I hope you guys had fun getting to see some DNA today.